Welcome to Resourceinn's Payroll Module. This is a complete guide on understanding and managing payroll with ease. Whether you're setting up formulas, processing salaries, or handling tax and provident fund balances, this step-by-step walkthrough will help you navigate every aspect of the payroll system. By the end of this guide, you'll have a clear understanding of how to streamline payroll operations efficiently within Resourceinn's HRMS. Let's dive in and get started with exploring the basics of Payroll Module, specifically focusing on pay components, which is a core part of managing employee salaries. Before we jump into the practical side, let's quickly understand what pay components are. In Resourceinn's Payroll Module, pay components consist of three main elements. Formulas. These are used to define salary calculations. Rules. These are used to define eligibility on pay items using dynamic conditions. Pay items. These are what actually show up in payslips and salary sheets. Each of these is important to create an accurate and automated payroll system. In this video, we will create three formulas, one for the basic salary, another for the medical allowance, and the third for the cost of living allowance. Then, we will apply a rule to the medical allowance and create pay items for them. Now, let's start by creating a formula. Formulas are the backbone of payroll calculations. They determine how specific components, like basic salary or provident fund, are calculated. Here's how you create one. From the dashboard, click on Payroll. Then navigate to Settings and select Pay Component. Next, click on Formulas and finally click on the Create Formula button. Fill out these fields. Name. Enter a name for the formula, like basic salary. Expression editor. This is where the logic goes. For example, if basic salary is 90% of the gross salary, search from left side panel, type gross salary, select it, then it'll appear in the middle panel. Go there and write %90 and hit save. Description. This is optional but helpful for organizational processes. Once that's done, hit save. Now there are two types of formulas in Resourceinn's Payroll Module. Predefined formulas like gross salary, which are built into the system. Custom-created formulas like the one we just made. Suppose you need to add a fixed medical allowance of $5,000. Here's how you can do it. Name it medical allowance. Enter the formula, go to Expression Editor and simply type 5,000 and click on Save. That's it. Your medical allowance is now ready to be applied. Now let's calculate the cost of living adjustment, COLA, which is 10% of the gross salary. Navigate to Create button, click on it, then simply name it, COLA. Now go to Expression Editor, here from side panel search for gross salary, and now go to the middle panel and type here %10. Then just hit Save to implement adjustment. And there you have it. COLA will now be calculated dynamically based on the gross salary. Simple, right? Now let's move on to rules. Rules are conditions that help apply specific logic to pay items. For instance, you might want the medical allowance to start after an employee has completed 3 months of experience. Here's how you set up a rule. Navigate and click on Create Rule. Fill in these fields. Name. Let's call it Medical Allowance Rule. Now let's go to Expression Editor and click on it, hover to the left panel and search for employment experience. Select it, and now on the right from Expression panel, add text greater than 3. Now hit Save and your rule is ready. This ensures only eligible employees have the medical allowance applied to their salaries. Finally, let's talk about pay items. These are what display the calculated values on pay slips and salary sheets. Think of them as the medium that connects your formulas and rules to employee payroll. Here's how to create a pay item. Go to Pay Items and click on Create Pay Item. Fill out the fields. Name, let's enter basic salary. Tax distribution, choose between. Divide in remaining months. This spreads taxes over the rest of the fiscal year. Current month. This applies taxes only to the current payroll cycle. Here we will select Divide in remaining months. Pay item type. Choose earning, deduction, or reimbursement. Since basic salary is an earning, we'll select that. Calculation type, Select Fixed to link this pay item to the basic salary formula we created earlier. Now, here's an important field that appears when you select Fixed: Employer Contribution Formula. A drop-down menu will appear, showing all the formulas you've created. Select the one that fits, in this case, the basic salary formula we created earlier. This ensures that the employer contribution for this pay item is calculated using the exact logic we defined in the formula. If you want the value to appear only for informational purposes without affecting totals, check the Display Only box. For example, gross salary might just be for reference, so you can mark it Display Only. Once you've filled everything out, click Save, and your pay item is ready. Next, let's create two additional pay items: medical allowance and COLA, cost of living allowance. Since these items are already calculated through predefined formulas, the process is straightforward. For medical allowance, follow these steps. In the Pay Items section, click Create Pay Item. Enter the name Medical Allowance. Set the tax distribution to Divide in Remaining Months. Select Earning as the pay item type. Choose Fixed as the calculation type. Under Employer Contribution Formula, select the formula linked to medical allowance. Since medical allowance impacts the total payroll, leave the Display Only box unchecked, as we have already applied a rule to the medical allowance. Next, check the Eligibility Criteria checkbox. By doing this, the Expression Editor field will appear. Click on Expression Editor and enter the rule's name that we have created earlier, which is Medical Allowance, then simply click Save, and save again to complete this pay item. Next, for COLA, click Create Pay. Item again, enter the name COLA. Set the tax distribution to Divide in Remaining Months. Select Earning as the pay item type. Choose Fixed as the calculation type. Under Employer Contribution Formula, select the formula linked to COLA. Like medical allowance, leave the Display Only box unchecked, as COLA directly affects the employee's earnings. Click Save to finalize this pay item. And there you have it, a complete overview of creating formulas, rules, and pay items in Resourceinn's Payroll Module. Now let's move to our next tutorial on custom pay items. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the process of creating and applying a custom pay item, a powerful feature that offers businesses the flexibility to address unique payroll requirements. Custom pay items are essential for handling specific scenarios, such as manual deductions or additional entries that don't fit into standard payroll categories. This feature ensures seamless and efficient payroll adjustments tailored to individual needs. With custom pay items, businesses can manage adjustments like penalties or temporary allowances without disrupting the standard payroll structure. You also have control over whether an item is recurring or a one-time entry. For end users, custom pay items simplify repetitive entries and make them error-free, keeping payroll systems adaptable to diverse operational needs. In this tutorial, we'll create a custom pay item and apply it to the payroll. So let's get started and see how this feature can elevate your payroll process. First, navigate to the Payroll module. From the dashboard, go to Payroll, and here in Settings, click Pay Component. Here you'll find 3 tabs: Pay Items, Formulas, and Rules. Go to the Pay Items tab for managing custom pay item components. In the Pay Items tab, click the Create button to start defining a new item. A form will appear where we'll configure the following parameters. Name. Enter the name for your custom pay item. For this example, we'll create an earning called Internet Allowance. Label. The label defines the type of value associated with the pay item. In this case, we'll write amount because the Internet Allowance is a monetary value. The label helps the system understand what kind of data it will be working with and ensures that the correct values are used in calculations. Other examples of labels could be hours if the pay item is based on time worked, or days if it's related to leave or attendance. This ensures clarity in the system as it indicates whether the value entered will be a specific number of hours, an amount, or a set number of days, etc. Tax distribution. Specify how the tax will be applied. We are selecting Divide in Remaining Months to ensure the earnings tax is processed in the remaining months of fiscal year equally. Pay item type. Since internet allowance is an earning, select earnings from the list. You can also select relevant to your specific scenarios. Calculation type. Select manual entry for this field. Manual entry indicates that the pay item is custom and requires user-defined input, whereas fixed represents predefined values. When selecting manual entry, a checkbox labeled monthly will appear. When the checkbox is not selected, the value repeats automatically every payroll cycle until the fiscal year ends. However, when the checkbox is selected, the amount applies only to the current payroll month. Here we are marking the monthly checkbox checked. After entering all details, click Save. The new pay item is now part of the system. Once the internet allowance pay item has been created, apply it to payroll. To do this, navigate to Custom Pay Items in the Payroll module. Select the newly created pay item, Internet Allowance, and click Create. A pop-up form will appear for detailed input. Employee. Select the employee for this earnings. In this example, we'll choose Rose Taylor. Date. Specify the effective date. Let's select the current date for this payroll cycle. Adjust it according to your requirements. If we have Leave Monthly checkbox unmarked in the pay item creation, date will be just for reference for the month till the ending of this fiscal year. Amount. Enter the earnings amount. For example, input $3,000 to apply an internet allowance. Description. Optional. Provide additional context or notes for the earnings, such as employee doing work from home. This step is optional but useful for tracking purposes. The Already Paid option controls whether the earnings affect payroll totals. When set to yes, the earnings are recorded for the record. When set to no, the earnings appear in the payroll calculations. In the case of an employee who has already paid a fine, we will set it to yes, so it's recorded but doesn't impact the payroll totals. So here, we set it to no. After completing the form, click Save. The custom pay item is now active and applied to the selected employee. You can also apply custom pay items in bulk. To do this, download the template, make necessary adjustments to include the custom pay items, and then import the file back into the system. And this will further process in the payroll. This feature simplifies handling multiple employees at once, and we've successfully added a custom pay item in Resourceinn's Payroll Module. Now let's move to our next tutorial on advanced formulas. In this tutorial, you'll explore how to set up and use advanced formulas in the Payroll Module. Whether it's incentives, bonuses, or commissions, this tool ensures precision in every payroll cycle. It also can be picked from any field of employee, whether it is predefined or custom. You also can use predefined values for advanced formulas, but in this scenario, we'll create a custom field and custom pay item to ensure in-depth knowledge. Now, we are going to follow these steps. These are a full journey from creation and applying on payroll cycle. Step 1, create custom field and custom pay item. Step 2, create formula linking custom field and custom pay item by doing arithmetic operations. Step 3, creating and assigning advanced terminologies to formula expression. Step 4, create pay items using created formulas. Step 5, applying and assigning pay item to the payroll cycle. Let's get started and see how we can do this. Let's assume an employee from the sales department does sales and gets a commission on total sales done through him at the end of every month as per the company's policy. Now we are moving on to our first step. Step 1, create custom field and custom pay item. For this, go to the portal from the dashboard, go to System Settings, then Customization, and go to Custom Field. Now let's create a custom field by doing this, and here, Salary Module. And this, let's name it Commission Percentage on Sales, and type float period, marking this, and typing this here. And simple save. Now, this custom field is created and will be shown in the salary part. To understand custom field properly with in-depth knowledge, you can watch this video at the pop-up and find the link in the description on custom fields. Now let's create custom pay item. Payroll and settings to pay component and create pay item. Name it sales and tax. And pay item type is earning. And this manual entry. Okay, and simple save. To understand custom pay item properly with in-depth knowledge, you can watch this video at the pop-up and find the link in the description on custom pay items. Custom pay item is created. Let's move to our next step, which is step 2. Create formula linking custom field and custom pay item by doing arithmetic operations. Now let's create a formula and link it with custom field. We are doing this for the in-depth knowledge. You also can use predefined values and fixed pay item. In this step, we are going to create a formula for sales commission calculation using arithmetic operations, which is simple. For this, go to Payroll from Dashboard, then Settings, and now go to Pay Component. Click on Formula tab and click Create. Let's name it Sales Commission. And now let's go to Expression Editor, type here salary variable commission percentage on sales. Here salary denotes to module in which we have added the custom field. Then the underscore denotes the space between words. Then VAR denotes to variable. Then commission percentage on sales, which denotes to the custom field name in that salary module. One thing on which you need to be careful is that when you writing expression, use exact wordings that you used in creating custom field. And all characters should be in lowercase. And don't forget to add curly brackets when adding expressions like this. Simple, right? You also can use any predefined value like gross salary, etc., according to your requirements. Now simply multiply it with custom pay item that we have created earlier. Type the multiply symbol here and select pay item from the menu here, which is custom pay item named sales. Here we go. Save it and then, again, save it. Now let's go with our new step, that is step 3, creating and assigning advanced terminologies to formula expression. Now let's create an advanced formula in this scenario. I'm assuming if an employee sales target exceeds $80,000 in a month, he will get a bonus of $5,000 with his commission. But if he is not successful to hit the target, which is $80,000, he'll get nothing as a bonus. You also can modify it according to your specific scenario, like incentives on getting Employee of the Month rewards, etc. So, in the name I'm typing, let's say, bonus on exceeding sales target. Now, in the expression field, I'm picking the created custom pay item from the right panel, which is sales pay item. So let's create the condition according to our scenario. That is, if sales given target is exceeded by the employee, then he'll get $5,000 as a bonus on sales. And our expression will be sales pay item is greater than 80,000 $5,000 0. Here the expression is expressing that if sales is greater than 80,000, then ? It denotes to if the condition is true or yes. 5,000 means he or she will get 5,000 as a bonus amount on sales. Means if the condition is false or no, then what to do is 0 means he'll get nothing as a bonus on sales target. You can modify according to your specific scenarios like, you also can change the symbols like greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, not equal to, etc. But true or false condition remain same ? And colon. So, let's assume another scenario where you want to add bonus automatically in commission if employee hit target without creating separate pay item for it, which will not show bonus separately in salary sheet. The formula will be this. Sales pay item is greater than 80,000 ? Then bracket sales commission formula from left panel plus bonus on exceeding sales target formula bracket close, and then colon sales commission formula. It says if sales are greater than 80,000, then what to do is commission will automatically summed up including bonus. Otherwise, if it's false or he unable to achieve target, then give only commission without adding bonus. Simple, right? I hope you have understood it clearly, so let's go with our first condition for a simple and better understanding, because we want to show sales commission and bonus on exceeding sales target separately in the salary sheet and payslip, where if employee exceed 80,000 target, then give him bonus on sales of 5,000, but if not, then give him nothing means 0. Okay, now save it and save again. Step 4, creating pay item using created formula. So let's move to the portal. From the dashboard, go to Payroll, then Settings, then Pay Component, and click on the Pay Item tab. Then click Create button. Let's name this pay item as Sales Commission. Tax distribution will be divided in remaining months, and pay item type will be earnings. Select Calculation Type Fixed, as we are using predefined values or created formulas. Now, from Employer Contribution Formula, select Sales Commission Formula, leaving other checkboxes unchecked, and click Save. Now that our Sales Commission pay item is created, let's move and create our next pay item, that is Bonus on Sales. Click on Create and name it Bonus on Sales. Tax distribution will be divided in remaining months, and pay item type will be earnings. Select Calculation Type Fixed, as we are using predefined values or created formulas. Now from Employer Contribution Formula, select Bonus on Exceeding Sales Target Formula, leaving other checkboxes unchecked, and click Save. To understand on how to create pay item properly with in-depth knowledge, you can watch this video and find the link in the description on pay items. We have created 2 pay items to reflect them separately as sales commission and bonus on sales in salary sheet and pay slips. Let's move to our next and final step. Step 5, applying and assigning pay item to payroll cycle. In this step, we'll be applying and assigning pay item to payroll cycle and show them in salary sheet and pay slip. For this, let's assign commission percentage to employees who are sales executive. I'm assuming that 2 employees from sales department will get 10% as sales commission. Now let's move to the portal. From dashboard, go to People, now click on Settings and click on Manage Employments. So from here, go to Salaries and Benefits tab. Here's a list of employees. By scrolling, I'm selecting Ahad Drover from sales department. Click on 3 dot and here click on Edit. Here in additional information part, you can see commission percentage on sales field. I'm entering commission percentage in decimals here, 0.10, and simply click on Save. I'm doing this for another employee from the list named John. Click on 3 dot and here click on Edit. Here in additional information part, you can see commission percentage on sales field. I'm entering commission percentage in decimals here, 0.10, and simply click on Save. Now I want to add their sales record. So for this, let's go to Custom Pay Item, select Sales, click Create, select Employee. Let's say I'm selecting John, who is a sales executive. Select date. Let's say I'm selecting 14 November 2024. In the amount field, I'm typing 130,000. And in description, you can add details like I'm mentioning. On 14 November 2024, John sold a product named Project Thunder, invoice number 900, worth value of 130,000. You can also create a full month sales amount on John account, and in description, you can describe what and when. And also you can make separate entries for this employee. The system will calculate it and accumulate accordingly, considering monthly sales. Now let's create for another employee. For this, click Create, select Employee. Let's say I'm selecting Ahad Dover, who is a sales executive. Select date. Let's say I'm selecting 8th of November 2024. In the amount field, I'm typing 60,000. And in description, you can add details like I'm mentioning. On 8 November 2024, Ahad sold a product named Projector, invoice number 78,601, worth value of $60,000. Simply click Save. Now navigate to Payroll's Edit Payroll. And here in Pay Items section, select both pay items we have created. From here, I'm selecting Sales Commission. And from here, Bonus on Sales. Now simply hit Save. Now run the payroll. Select month. As we have mentioned November's month sales as a scenario, I'm selecting November month. Now run payroll. Now navigate and go to salary sheets from here. Here you can see both pay items are shown in earning field. All employees get nothing except selected employees John and Ahad Drover. Ahad Drover get commission and 0 on bonus because he was unable to exceed the targeted sales. And John get both because he was able to hit targeted sales. Sales commission and bonus on sales. Simple. Right now that you have completed the process, you can see pay items are shown in salary sheet. Now let's move to our next guide. In this guide, we will be discussing an important topic in our payroll module, which is benefits. We will cover different important points. The first will be the benefit overview. Then we will see the different types of benefits in our system. Next, we will explore how we can create the types of benefits. And after that, we will discuss how to allocate and deallocate the benefits. Finally, we will look at the impact on employees and how they will receive these benefits. Firstly, let's talk about benefits. Basically, employee benefits are various types of compensation provided to employees in addition to their regular salary. These benefits can be of different types, such as medical insurance or any type of allotment. If you talk about benefits at Resourceinn, there are primarily 2 types, part of salary and reimbursable. Reimbursable benefits have 2 subcategories, accumulative and non-accumulative. So firstly, let's move to a benefit type, which is part of salary. So basically, part of salary, the type of benefit that directly included in the payroll of employee. In our system, it is named as part of salary. Employer do not have to create any type of expense request to claim that type of benefit. It automatically adds to the payroll of employee. For example, mobile or internet allowance. There are just few steps to create this type of benefit in our system. So the first step will be the create the formula. So let me take you through the portal and show you how you can create the formula for this type of benefit. To create the formula, you have to navigate to Payroll. In the Payroll, you will see Settings section. Under that, you will see Pay Component. In the second tab, you will find Formulas. You have to create the formula from here. Say I'm giving it text 2000, and in the expression, you can add the expression. The expression can be fixed amount or dynamic amount. I'm adding the fixed amount here, and you can add the description, and you can click on the Save button. I am creating another formula. Let's say name it fixed 5,000, and I'm giving the expression fixed amount 5,000. You can add the dynamic amount as well. I created 2 formulas here because while creating the benefit, I will group them into 4 employees and 4 manager. So the employer will get fixed 2,000 amount as the mobile allowance, and the managers will get fixed 5,000 amount as the mobile allowance in their payroll. So our next step will be create the pay item and use that formula. Let me again go to the portal and show you how you can create the pay item and use the formula you just created. Okay, to create the pay item, you have to navigate to Payroll, Settings, Pay Component, and here you will see Pay Item. You will have to create the pay item, let's say I'm naming it here, by mobile allowance. Okay, so for that type of pay item, you have to, these values, pay item type will be of earning, because this value will be added in the payroll of employee. Calculation type will be fixed. And here you have to select the formula we just created. So we created 2 formulas here, fixed 2,000 and fixed 5,000. So here I will select this formula, and you will see this benefit checkbox. You have to check this true. If you will check this true, then this pay item will appear while creating the benefit. And after setting these configurations, you have to click on the Save button, and you will see that your pay item has been created. After creating formula and the pay item in our system, let's just create the benefit of type part of salary. For that, we have to navigate to our system again. To create the benefit in our system, you have to navigate to payroll. Here you will see settings under that you will find reward. Here in the first section, you will see benefit. You will create the benefit from here. I am naming my benefit mobile allowance. Okay, you have to select the type, part of salary. Pay item, we just created mobile allowance. Okay, if you will, as you can see this option group, if you will check this box, you will see this section will appear with the named members. You can add multiple options here. Let's say I am here adding employees, and here you will select the formula we just created for employees. So for employees, we created fixed 2,000, and for managers, we created the formula fixed 5,000. So the employers will get fixed 2,000 amount as mobile allowance in their payroll, and managers will get fixed 5,000 amount as mobile allowance. So after setting the configurations, you have to click on the Save button, and you will see that your benefit of type part of salary is created. As we have created our benefit of type part of salary, so let's discuss about the second type of benefit, which is a reimbursable benefit. Employees are required to create and request to claim the amount of the benefit. So the main difference between a reimbursable and the part of salary benefit is like in the part of salary, employees are not required to create any request to claim the benefit amount. But in reimbursable, employees are required to create and request to claim the amount of the benefit. So reimbursable benefit has furthermore two categories. Like one is accumulative, and the second one is non-accumulative and accumulative. The amount of the month, like unused amount of the first month, will carry forward and sum up with the next month, like second month amount. And if we talk about the non-accumulative, the amount of the month will not carry forward to the next month. Like this, the choice between accumulative and non-accumulative benefit depends upon your organization policy and specific benefit that you are offering. Like if you talk about accumulative use, this option for benefit that can accumulate over the time, such as medical OPD allowance unused amount from 1 month to carry forward, and someone sum up with the next month. Non-accumulative benefits, this option is suitable for the benefit that are intended for one time within the specific time range or month, such as gym allowance. So let's see how a reimbursable accumulative benefit can be created in Resourceinn's portal. Benefit type, which is a reimbursable accumulative like medical OPD, for the creation of a reimbursable accumulative benefit. You have to follow these steps in the Resourceinn. So first is create a formula. So let me take you into the portal and let me explain one by one. So here in the portal, in payroll section under setting, you will find pay components. On the pay component, you will find formula tab here, and here you can create a different formula for your pay items, like I'm creating here for accumulative medical OPD. Name 5% of gross salary. Okay, here you can add expression. Basically, the amount of an employee received from a reimbursable benefit is determined by the formula you created. This formula can be fixed amount or can be the dynamic amount. Like if you enter 5,000, that will be same for all employees to whom the benefit assigned. And if you want to create a dynamic expression, like use a formula to calculate the benefit amount based on employee data. Like a common example is percentage of employee gross salary here. Resourceinn provides a default formula, which is gross salary that you can use into your expression. Here, I calculate the 5% of gross salary. So that's why I also can multiply the gross salary to the 5 and divide by 100. This expression will give me the 5% of gross salary. Simple, hit the save button again. And we have successfully create the formula. The next step is create pay item and use that formula. So let's see how we can do that. So to create a pay item in Resourceinn, you have to navigate the payroll setting, then pay components. And here you will find pay items, and on this page you can create multiple pay items. Simple hit the create button, enter the pay item name, which is 5% of gross salary for medical OPD. Then tax distribution, which is divide in remaining months. The pay item type, which is earning and calculation type, will be fixed through formula, and select here an employer contribution formula, which we will create name 5% of gross salary or medical OPD, and enable this checkbox, because when you enable this checkbox benefit, this pay item will show you while creating benefit. So simple hit the save button and we have created pay item. Now the next step is create benefit of type reimbursable. So let's see how we can create the type of benefit. So for this, you have to navigate payroll setting and rewards, and here you will find benefit tabs. Simple hit the create button. Here you have to input the name medical OPD, select the benefit type, which is reimbursable, and here choose the previous created pay item that defines the benefit amount, which we have created earlier, 5% of gross salary for medical OPD. So here you have to enable this checkbox, which is accumulative. This allow unused amount of the benefit. This basically allow to use benefit amount from one period, like 1 month, to carry over a carry forward and sum up with the next month available amount. And then you have to select the tenure range, like this accumulation will continue until under this fiscal year tenured range. Simple hit the save button. We have created successfully a reimbursable benefit, a cumulative benefit basically. So the next step is create account for this benefit type. So for this, you have to navigate to payroll. Under setting, you will find account type, and here you have to create account for the benefit. So select the account category, which is benefit, and here you can select the benefit medical OPD and simply hit the save button. This account acts as a holding area for the allocated benefit fund. So next, you have to create an expense type, which is linked specially to this benefit account, which is our next step. Create expense type against this benefit account. For this, you have to navigate to sidebar panel, open the expense section, and click on setting. And here you will find expense types page. Here you can create different type for expense. Click on create. After defining the name medical OPD allowance, simple enable the checkbox is benefit. And here now you can select the benefit account, which we have created earlier, medical OPD allowance. Select it. And here are some optional configuration, like limit the request, or you also can limit the number of requests per tenure. Then simple hit the save button, and we have create expense type for our benefit. This expense type serve as a category for employees to identify when claiming the benefit amount. So let's move to our next step, which is creating a reimbursable benefit that is non-accumulative. Examples include GYM or TADA. To create this type of benefit, we need to follow specific steps. We'll see an overview of the process for creating a reimbursable, non-accumulative benefit. The steps include 1. Create the formula. 2. Create the pay item and use that formula. Create benefit of type reimbursable. Create account for this benefit type. Create expense type against this benefit account. 6. Apply that benefit to grade. 7. Allocate the benefit to employees. Let's dive into these steps. Step 1. Creating a formula. Navigate to payroll under settings. Under pay component, select formula. Create a new formula by defining a name, such as 3,000 fixed. Add an expression. Here I'm adding a fixed amount of 3,000. Simply hit the save button, and again, save to complete the process. The formula has now been created successfully. Now that we've created the formula, the next step is to create a pay item and link it to the formula. On step 2, Creating a pay item. Navigate to Payroll under Settings and go to Pay component. Click on Pay Items where you can create multiple items. For example, I'm creating a pay item for Jim, naming it $3,000 for Jim. Select the pay item type as Earning and the calculation type as Fixed. Under Employer Contribution, select the formula we created earlier, $3,000 Fixed. Enable the checkbox to ensure this pay item is visible during benefit creation. Hit the Save button to finalize the process. The pay item is now created. The next step involves creating a reimbursable benefit. Find Step 3. Creating a benefit, navigate to Payroll Settings, then to Rewards, and select Pay Benefits. Create a new benefit by naming it Gym Allowance. Select the reimbursable type, as this benefit is reimbursable. Link the pay item we created earlier. Leave the accumulative checkbox unchecked to keep it non-accumulative. Hit the Save button to complete the benefit creation. Now that the benefit has been created, the next step is to set up an account for it. Step 4. Creating an account type, navigate to Payroll Settings and go to Account Type. Create an account for the benefit. Set the account category to Benefit and select the benefit. For example, Gym Allowance. Hit the Save button to finalize the account setup. The account is now set up. Finally, let's create an expense type for employees to claim the benefit. Step 5. Creating an expense type. Navigate to Requests from the left sidebar. Under Expense, click on Settings. On the Settings page, click on Create. Name it Gym Allowance Expense. Check the active checkbox and enable the Is Benefit checkbox. Select the benefit account we created earlier, Gym Allowance. You can also configure optional settings and hit the Save button to complete the process. With that, the Gym Allowance expense type has been successfully created. So assigning process of benefit is a two-step process. Like first, you have to apply benefit to the grade, and then you can allocate the benefit to the employees under this grade. Imagine grades in your company like employee level or manager level grades. When you assign benefit to grades, you are essentially defining which benefits are eligible for each grade level. Think of it like creating a list of potential benefits for each employee group. Basically, assigning a benefit to a grade doesn't automatically activate it for everyone in that grade. You have complete control over who received. It's just like creating a short list of eligible employees and from which you will choose the final recipient. Let's have a look on how we can assign benefit to the grade. In the portal in the People module, you will find Organization, and here you will find Grade tab, and here you can create multiple grades. And beside the Create button, you will find Allocate Benefit to Grade button. So simply click on it, and here you can select the available grades in your company. I'm selecting this grade, Manager Level Grade and Employee Level Grade, and here you can add the benefits which we have created earlier. Mobile Allowance, Medical OPD Allowance, and Gym Allowance, and simple hit the Save button, and you have successfully assigned the benefit to the grade. Let's discuss about allocation and de-allocation of benefits in Resourceinn. So basically, the Resourceinn provide 3 ways to allocate benefits to employees. First is through individual employee profile, the second one is bulk through system, and last one is bulk through file. Let me take you into the portal and let's discuss one by one. As we know, in the Resourceinn, benefit allocation is a 2-step process. First is grade level assignment, and the second one is employee level assignment. In the past, part of the video on the previous part of the video, we have discussed the grade level assignment. And now in this part of the video, we will learn how we can assign a benefit to the employees. So once a benefit is linked to grade, you can assign it to individual employees who belong to those grades. So here I am I'm going to assign benefit to employees from one way, which is individual employee profile. You can edit each employee's profile and enable the relevant benefit as long as their grade has that benefit link. So let's discuss about John, whose grade is employee level grade. Add his profile and go into the salary and benefit and scroll down the page. And here you will find benefit section, and here System showing you the list of benefits basically, which is linked with John grade. You can enable simple by clicking on switch button, click yes. To enable this grade for John, and as we know, mobile allowance, while mobile allowance creating, we have added two formulas, basically two values for employees. One is for employees and the second one is for managers. So as we know, John is employee level at employee level grade. So I'm enabled employee level benefit for John. So you can also enable these benefits as well. And simply hit the save button. Okay, let's discuss about the second allocating method, which is bulk through system. So this method allows for efficient allocation to large group of employees. So you have to navigate in a people module, an organization, and here you will find grade tab. And on this page, you will find all grades available in your company. So simply, I'm going to assign the benefit to the employees who are employee grade. Just hit the three-dot action button and here you will find benefits option. Click on it. This pop-up window will display all benefits which are linked to that grade. Choose the desired benefit and simple click the next button like I am marking mobile allowance checkbox and set action button on. Now mark this benefit for employee level. And also I am assigning these two benefits, medical OPD allowance and gym allowance as well. Let me explain one thing more here. Like while creating mobile allowance, we have added two values, two expression for different employees, one expression for employees, like it will give a different amount to employees. And one, we have added an expression for managers, and that expression will give a different values for manager. In medical OPD allowance and gym allowance, we have used only one expression. So that's why the system is not showing any further option for these benefits. So simple click the next button, and here you will find the employees who are in employee level grade. Here you can choose employees as per your need, like I'm selecting 6 random employees, and simply hit the search button. You can also use the different filters available here, like designation-wise, group-wise, employment type-wise, branch-wise. You can use these filters to filter out the employees here. So simply click double arrow to shift these employees from unselected box to selected box and click on the next button. There is a preview like these benefits are going to assign to these employees, and simple hit the save button. And here benefit has been allocated to employees. The next method is a bulk through file. So Resourceinn provides a downloadable Excel template for bulk benefit allocation. Let me take you into the portal and see how we can do that. For this, you have to navigate People module, and under Settings dropdown, you will find Manage Employments, and here you will find Salary and Benefit tab. On this page, you can import and download sample here. Like simply click on it and system will download a template for you. Let me open this for you. Here you have to input employee codes and the benefit codes which you want to apply on these employees. So let me add some employee codes here. One thing is very important, like ensure the benefit codes entered are linked to the employee's grades into the system to avoid any error. Let me show you how you can copy this benefit code from Resourceinn. So here you have to go into the Payroll module, and under Setting, you will find Rewards, and here is a Benefit tab, and here you will find all your benefits. Now, I am going to assign medical OPD and mobile allowance to the employees. For medical OPD, I simply copy this code and paste here. Like you can see these here on Excel sheet. These benefits are going assign on these employees and the above one, which mobile allowance code. As we know, in the mobile allowance, we have used different formula for different employees. Now, I am going to apply mobile allowance for the managers. I use fixed 5,000 formula code for managers. So here again in Excel sheet, I simply copy this code in my file, simply paste all data and upload this file to the Resourceinn portal. Let me show you how you can upload this file. For this, you have to navigate People, then in Settings dropdown, you will find Manage Employments, and you have to navigate the Salary and Benefit tabs. And here you will find Import button. So simple click on Import button and you will see this Now attach your file, then hit the Save button, and system will automatically assign these benefits to the employees. Let's discuss about benefit de-allocation. Resourceinn provides two ways to remove benefits from employees. First is grade level de-allocation. Let me show you how you can de-allocate from grade level. For this, you have to navigate people, then click on Organization, and click on the Grade tab, and here you will find all the grades in your company. Simply adding specific grade and disable the benefit you want to remove. Like I am going to remove from employee level grade, click on three-dot action button and click on Edit. Now remove any benefit which you want, like I'm removing gym allowance from this, and simple hit the Save button. This will automatically deallocate the benefit from all employees within that grade. This was the one way to remove or deallocate benefit from employees. And the second way is individual from individual employee profile deallocation. Let me show how you can do that. For this, you have to navigate an employee section from people, and here you will find all employees. Click on any employee edit profile button. Now go into Salary and Benefit Information tab. Track the page, and here you will find the Benefits section. Here you can disable any benefit which you want to remove, like I'm disabling medical OPD allowance from this employee profile, and hit the Save button. This will only affect that particular employee. By understanding these allocation and deallocation methods, you can effectively manage employee benefits. Let's discuss about impact on employees, like how employees will get these benefits. In this part of the video, we will explore how Resourceinn reflect the impact of different benefit types on employee salary, and we also explore how the part of salary and reimbursable benefits are integrated to the Resourceinn's payroll system. Let's move into the portal. Got to Payroll Module and click on Payroll. We'll begin by editing the payroll, and here we will add the pay items which we used when creating both type of benefit, like part of salary and reimbursement benefit within Resourceinn. This step ensures the system recognize these pay items and can incorporate them into the payroll calculation. For this, you have to edit the payroll, and here you will find the pay item section. Here you need to add pay items by clicking on the Add button and go to the field. So first, let me add mobile allowance and then gym, and then medical OPD. And once pay item added, simply hit the Save button. And we will proceed to run the payroll. Click on Run button, select the month, and simple run the payroll. After running the payroll, let's navigate to the salary sheet, and here you will see the allocated benefit amount for each employee displayed under the respective pay item, which we used in their part of salary benefit. This demonstrates how the part of salary benefit automatically become the part of net pay of the employees without any further action needed. Like employees are not required to create any request to claim this amount. But as you notice, the column for reimbursable benefits might be empty, and their salary sheet after initial payroll run, because the reimbursable benefits are requiring employee to submit claims request before the benefit amount is reflecting in their salary. So these both, $3,000 for gym and 5% for gross salary for medical OPD. These both are reimbursable benefit. So let's assume I'm create a request for claiming these. Benefit amount for Carlin. For this employee, we create a claiming request in expense section. As I'm creating a request for Carolyn, I'm selecting his name from employee field. And here you have to enable this checkbox named Against Benefit. As you know, when you create reimbursable benefit, you also need to create a dedicated benefit account within Resourceinn. So this account acts as a holding area for the allocated benefit funds. So next you create two expense type linked specially with the benefit account. Expense types serve as a category for employees to identify when claiming the benefit amount. When you enable this Against Benefit checkbox here, you will find only these expense type, which linked with benefit account. So for now, I'm here to claim from gym allowance. Benefit select gym allowance expense. In the description, I'm writing claim for gym. Now, Click on Add button at the bottom in Expense Details section, and here you have to add more details like I'm claiming amount 3,000, simple, hit Save button, and save it again. So let me create another expense request for medical OPD allowance. Select Employee Carlin. Mark Against Benefit checkbox, and here in Type, you will find Medical OPD Allowance. Give the reason and description. I'm assuming medical reasons. And hit the Add button here. You have to add some more detail. Okay, since we create this benefit as a cumulative reimbursable benefit with the formula based on 5% of gross salary, the system will display the actual claimable amount, which is shown as accumulated amount on the expense request creation page for the employee. This is basically the 5% of the gross salary of Carlin, and this amount basically represents the claimable amount for the first month, and any unclaimed portion of this amount will carry over and add to the next month available benefit amount. So if Carlin doesn't use the entire amount in the first month, all the remaining amount will carry over to the second month. Let's say employee only spend, for example, $1,000. In the first month, the remaining $1,500 amount automatically sum up in the next month. Now, simply hit the Save button again, hit the Save button again. After approval of requests, simple, go to Payroll. And now rerun the payroll. And now navigate and go to Salary Sheet. And here you can see Carlin has received $3,000 from gym allowance and $1,000 for medical OPD as we created this request. By following these steps, we have demonstrated how Resourceinn distinguished between part of salary and reimbursable benefit within the payroll system. And part of salary automatically appear in the salary sheet, while reimbursable benefit does not appear. Above benefit require an additional payroll run after claiming approval. Also, we have explored how to accumulate a reimbursable benefit function. So, unused amount carried over and add up to the available benefit amount of the next month. So let's move to the next section. In this section, I'll guide you how to manage tax rebates and tax structures using Resourceinn's Payroll Module. Tax structure refers to the system or framework that determines how taxes are calculated and imposed on income. Salaried individuals are taxed based on income slabs. For example, income up to rupees. 600,000 is tax-free from rupees. 6 lakh to rupees. 12 lakh, 5% tax applies to the amount exceeding rupees 600,000. For income above 12 lakh to 22 lakh, 30,000 fixed tax amount applies, plus 15% tax applies to the amount exceeding. Now, let's see how this works in the Payroll Module. From the dashboard, go to Payroll, then Settings, click on Tax. There are 2 tabs, Tax Structure and Tax Rebate. Click on Tax Structure. And click to create. Let's name it Tax Structure 2024 to 2025. Now let's add fiscal year start and ending date. For this, I'm selecting 1st July 2024. And end date 30th June 2025. Now let's add slabs according to our scenario. First slab minimum amount is 0 and maximum amount is 600,000. Fixed amount will be 0 because there is no fixed tax on this slab according to our scenario. And percentage also will be 0, which means there is no tax applied on this slab. It shows there is no tax applicable on people who earn per fiscal year from amount 0 to 600,000 as income. So let's add another slab. Here, minimum amount is 6 lakh 1 and maximum amount is 12 lakh rupees. Fixed amount is 0 as per our scenario rules. And percentage will be 5 here. It shows that on slab 6 lakh 1 to 12 lakh rupees, which are fiscal year earnings of an employee, they have to pay tax of 5% on their earnings exceeding 600,000 rupees, for example. If an employee earns 750,000 rupees, they have to pay a tax of 5% on 150,000 rupees. Now let's move to next slab and add it. Minimum amount will be 12 lakh 1 and maximum amount will be 22 lakh. Now fixed amount will be 30,000 and percentage will be 15. It shows employees who earn 12 lakh 1 to 22 lakh. During the fiscal year, they have to pay an amount of 30,000 fixed plus 15% tax on exceeding amount. Let's assume another scenario where let's consider if employee earn more than 2,200,000 to infinity amount or an N amount. He or she will have to pay 70,000 as fixed amount tax and 35% tax on exceeding amount. Plus, there will be a surcharge if employee's fiscal year earning exceeds 10 million. He or she have to pay 10% tax on payable tax as a surcharge. So let's do this now. Minimum amount will be 2,200,001, and the maximum will be infinity means N or 9999, and so on. The fixed amount will be 70,000 plus tax percentage will be 35. Simple, right? Now check the surcharge box checked. There will be a field appear named surcharge here. On apply field, type 10 as we are going to apply tax of 10% now. From this drop down, select the percentage according to our scenario. You can choose flat. If the amount is fixed in your scenario, then value will be an amount. Then select condition from next drop down according to your scenario. Here, I'm picking greater than sign as per my scenario. Then tax amount will be 10 million rupees. System will automatically calculate it and automatically deduct on monthly basis or as per company's policy from his or her salary. Simply save it. Now let's move to our next step, that is tax rebate. A tax rebate is a refund or reduction in the amount of taxes owed, often provided as an incentive or benefit for specific actions, investments, or circumstances. For example, John earns $50,000 annually and owes $5,000 in taxes. The government offers a $1,000 tax rebate for installing solar panels. John spends $10,000 to install them and claims the rebate. His tax reduces from $5,000 to $4,000 for the current year. If the rebate exceeds his taxes, the unused portion can reduce taxes in the next fiscal year. Let's see how we can do it in the portal. Go to Tax Rebate tab and simply click Create. Here from Employee section, I'm selecting John. And now I'm assuming John applied for tax rebate of $1,000 as he installed solar panels on 6th November 2024. So in the date section, I'll select date 6th November 2024. And now in the attachment field, I can attach any documented evidence if he provided on his behalf just for the record. Here I'm leaving it. And next in the amount field, I'll type 1,000. The system will automatically give him rebate of 1,000 on his total taxes paid. Like if his tax amount is 10,000, the system will automatically reduce 1,000 from it and divide the remaining tax on fiscal year remaining months, or as per your company's policy. Simply save it. Now go to Payroll from Dashboard, and here go to Payrolls. Then edit the payroll by clicking on this period. Here from Tax Structures drop-down menu, select your created tax structure to implement the tax structure and save it. And here you go. You have understood tax rebate and tax structure properly in the payroll module of Resourceinn. So now let's move forward to opening balances, why they are important, and how to set up them effectively in our HRMS. Let's get started. Payroll opening balances are the starting records of employee payroll data when moving to a new system or setting up payroll for the first time. These balances ensure the continuity of payroll calculations, whether for taxes, provident funds, or other components. Let's assume tax opening balances as a scenario. Imagine an employee has had $1,200 deducted as income tax before transitioning to our company named, let's say, ABC Private Limited. This employee joined our company on 1st September 2024, and his previous company also deducted tax from his earnings according to the fiscal year. Fiscal year, let's assume, starts from 1st July and ended on 30th June. By entering this figure into our system, you ensure accurate tax reporting and smooth calculations for the rest of the year. So let's do this on the portal by entering assumed values. Go to Payroll from Dashboard and then Balances. Click Create. Select Employee. Let's say I'm selecting Rose Taylor. Select month, so think of the fiscal year it shows as employee joined us on September. We'll have to enter the values of his previous tax record in our system. We can add his accumulated earnings in the previous month before joining us from the starting of fiscal year, or we can add monthly earnings as well separately by creating more entries as well. I'm selecting August month 2024 here. Is taxable? Here we'll check the checkbox because we want to show the earnings on which tax is deducted in the previous company, which is basically the taxable amount. But if we leave this checkbox unchecked, this means the tax which is deducted or the tax amount he paid. Now select Payitem because the tax is deducted from taxable earnings or salary in the previous company. I'm selecting gross salary Payitem. Now I'm adding accumulated amount of the previous earnings, which is taxable earnings basically. Let's assume he earned $11,000 in July month and $10,000 in August month, which in total is $21,000. So I have entered $21,000. In description, you can provide any reference or details related. This option is just for reference. Simply click Save. Now that you have entered taxable earning amount our next step is to provide deducted tax on it in the system. For this, simply click on Create. In Employee field, I'm again selecting Rose Taylor. In Date, I'm selecting August month 2024. And now I'm leaving the Is Taxable box unchecked because now I'm entering the amount of tax he or she paid or deducted in previous company. And in Payitem field, I'm selecting Tax because it is the amount of tax which accumulatively deducted from the previous company. And that is $1,200 in total from the start of fiscal year till joining us. Accumulated tax deducted from his salary on July and August's month. In description field, provide reference or details if any. Now this will act as a tax adjustment in our system, and taxable amount which we have added will act as earnings on employee profile. Simply click Save. Now let's assume another scenario, which is Provident Fund balances. Suppose you have newly implemented Resourceinn in your company. You have previous records of employees having PF in their profile. Let's say an employee has accumulated $10,000 in their PF account. With contributions from both the employee and employer, you can easily record this data. This ensures precise tracking and reporting of contributions going forward. Let's do this on the portal. Click on Sample Import and download Provident Fund Excel sheet by clicking on it. Open the Excel file here. You can see the format where you can enter employee code, date, employee contribution, and employer contribution. You can do this for bulk employee by just copying the employee codes from the portal. As you know, every employee have a unique code. You also can add a cumulative PF of employee and monthly wise, or as per your company's policy. I'm going back to the portal. And copying employee code of an employee named John from here, and then back in Excel sheet, I'm pasting his employee code here. Then adding date, let's say company has implemented Resourceinn HRMS newly in October month. So for an accumulation of PF of John, I'm taking last month, 1st September 2024, because I'm going to add a cumulative value on John's account. Next employee contribution, as per our scenario, total PF is $10,000. I'm assuming $6,000 from employee contribution and then $4,000 in employer contribution, which in total is $10,000. Now save the Excel file and upload it in the system. Go back to the portal, click on Import, then on the Provident Fund, attach the file from here. Actions drop down. Select your file and simple click Save. Accurately managing payroll balances with Resourceinn ensures compliance with regulations, avoids errors in calculations, and simplifies payroll management, saving you time and ensuring peace of mind. Now let's move forward to payroll management. In this section, I'll walk with you through a streamlined process on payroll management, which includes creating, running, and finalizing payroll effectively. Payroll is essential to more than just employee compensation. It's a cornerstone of any organization's operations. Timely and accurate payments build trust and morale among employees. It ensures adherence to tax laws and contributions while minimizing errors in allowances, deductions, and benefits. A streamlined payroll process saves time and enhances overall efficiency. With Resourceinn's Payroll Module, managing payroll becomes simple, efficient, and accurate. Now, let's explore how to do it effectively. In Resourceinn's HRMS, we will go through 6 steps as follows. 1. Creating disbursement bank. 2. Creating payroll. 3. Run the payroll. 4. Editing and rerun the payroll. 5. Closing payroll. 6. Generating the payroll bank release report. So let me take you to the portal and dive into the steps. Step 1. Creating disbursement banks. These banks handle salary payments, so it's important to set them up correctly. Here's how. First, navigate to the payroll section from Dashboard, then go to Settings here. You'll find Disbursement Banks, click on it. Click to create. Here you can see multiple fields regarding company's bank details. You can easily fill them up. I'm assuming bank name standard chartered. Branch name, let's name it Hadfield London Branch. In the branch code, I'm assuming 1212. Account title, let's say I'm assuming ABC Private Limited. Account number can be this. Effective date. This is the date which we'll select from when this account can be used in the payroll process of your company. You can also use any back date of your choice. I'm selecting here November 1st, 2024. Description if you want to add anything just for the reference. You also can create multiple bank accounts by creating them like this. But remember, the values I entered are the assumptions based, but you need to fill the fields according to your company's name or policy. Simply click Save. Once the disbursement bank is ready, it's time to create payroll. This involves defining the payroll period, selecting employees, and ensuring salary components like allowances and deductions are in place. Let's move to the portal, go to the payrolls, and simply click Create. So let's assume I want to create payroll. I have already prepared tax structures and pay items as well. I just need to run the payroll. So let's name this payroll General Payroll. Select currency here. I'm taking rupee. You can take as per your company's policy. Tax structure, which I created in previous video. If you want to check how to create tax structures, you can watch the video by finding link in the description. Here I'm selecting tax structure 2024 to 2025. Tax applicable checkbox, you have to mark this checkbox if you want tax to be deducted in this payroll cycle. But if you don't want tax to be deducted in this payroll cycle, simply leave it unmarked. Here I'm marking it. Now payroll processing, here you can see button one side saying process from date. And if you turn button on right side by just clicking on it, you can see the process at month end. If button is on process on date, what will happen is you can see a field appeared named payroll processing date. Here I need to specify date on which the payroll will run. So let's assume if I type here 20, the payroll for the month cycle will be the 21st of last month to the 20th of this month. But if I turn the button to process at month end, payroll cycle will start from first to last date on this month. Here I'm turning the button to process at month end. Next is applicable days. Again, here is a button for actual and fixed. If I turn applicable days button to actual, the earning will be of whole month's number of days, including off days as well. But if I turn applicable days button to fixed, you can see there will be a field appeared, number of days here. I can turn it into fixed number of days. For example, there are 22 number of working days and earnings will be considered of 22 days per month. Here I'm turning the applicable days to actual for better and simple understanding. Now company bank here, you can select the bank as we have created in our last step. Here I'm selecting Standard Chartered, and now in the description you can provide any details just for your reference. Adding pay items in the payroll is essential to ensure accurate, transparent, and detailed salary calculations. So let's add some pay items on which you want salary of your employees calculated. I'm taking pay items from the drop-down menu here. I'm searching for basic salary here, select it. Now adding other pay items as well, like medical allowance, and select it. Cost of living allowance, and select it. Internet allowance, and select it. 5% of gross salary for medical OPD, and select it. $3,000 for gym, and select it. Sales commission and bonus on sales. Now you can see there's a pay item named tax already added because I have checked the tax applicable box. If I leave that box unchecked, no tax will be applied on this payroll cycle. These are the pay items I picked, are just for your good understanding. You have to pick pay items as per your company's policy. System will automatically calculate and apply each pay item to each employee. For example, if an employee is not eligible to take sales commission because he is from another department, the system will not add sales commission to that employee, and it'll not appear on their payslip and salary sheet. Now you can see there are some other columns here like taxable, arrear applicable, final settlement, calculate only. I'll mark taxable checkboxes to earnings pay items like basic salary, COLA, sales commission, bonus on sales. You can do it according to your company's policy. Then, arrear applicable column, this is required because if, let's say, October month salary of an employee which he received is $3,000 and company decided in the November month's mid that from 1st October his earning will be $4,000. The remaining salary of $1,000 will be carried forward to next payroll cycle as an arrear on earnings. We'll mark checkboxes of pay items through which employee will get increment. I'm marking here basic salary and cost of living allowance. You can do as per your company's policy. Next is final settlement column. Suppose an employee is leaving your company. What pay item should be involved in his final settlement on leaving company if they are applicable to his or her profile? I'm marking these checkboxes here. You can do as per your company's policy. Now you can see there is another column for calculate only. You can mark those pay items you want to calculate only and not show them on salary sheet. And payslip here, I'm leaving it. Now that you have prepared the payroll, it's time to save it. Here you can see the payroll is created. Now let's move to our next step, that is step 3, run the payroll. Let's move to the portal. Now I'll tell you how to run the payroll. Navigate to this Run button and click on it. You can see name is not editable here. I'm marking this Calculate Attendance checkbox because if I mark this, attendance will be recalculated as if there are some changings in attendance management can be reassured and implemented because attendance and time is also a part of paying salary in my company. You also can leave it or as per your company's policy. Now, cut off at month-end checkbox. Suppose you calculate according to 26th of last month to 25th of this month because you need 2 to 5 days for payroll approvals and other operations with finance department, and employee earnings will be dispersed on 1st of every month. You'll leave cut off at month-end checkbox. Here I'm marking this checkbox because I want default setting on attendance calculations. Now month, select month from which you want to run payroll for. Here I'm selecting November 2024. System will automatically fetch dates because I used the default setting while creating payroll. Now you can see there's another field for attendance calculation. It is related to cut off month-end checkbox. If you leave that checkbox, you can alter attendance calculation period. For example, the 27th of last month to to the 26th of this month. One thing to remember, if you run payroll next month, the end date of last month attendance will be carried forward to start of this month as default. The system will calculate earnings on the monthly basis or as per your company's policy. Here, as I marked cutoff month end, checkbox attendance will remain default. Simply run payroll. Oops, I have run the payroll, but now I forgot to add 2 pay items. What should I do? Here comes our next step. That is step 4. Edit the payroll, then rerun. Now let's move to the portal. Navigate to this edit icon and click on it. Now you can see the payroll I have created earlier, and all things here are as per I created. You can change any settings from here and also add or remove any item. I forgot to add mobile allowance and fine pay item, so I can add them here, click on add. And now I'm selecting pay item for fine and also adding pay item for mobile allowance. And simply click Save. Now that I have edited the payroll, I need to rerun the payroll now. To implement the changes for this, navigate to this Run button and click on it, select month as I'm selecting November 2024. And simply click Run Payroll. You can do it multiple times as well. One more thing you can do to verify how's everything going on and how it is implemented on each employee profile, you can go to this icon salary sheet, and by clicking on it, you can see how each pay item is implemented and what types of pay items are present here, plus information on each employee like earnings, deductions, and reimbursements. You can click on any employee. Here, you can see how each pay item is implemented and what formulas and calculations are used in their profile, plus their net pay on this employee profile for this payroll cycle. If you want to edit anything missing, you can simply edit and rerun payroll. Now that everything is approved and picture perfect to me, and there is no need to change the settings or anything because this is final. I need to close payroll to disperse salaries and pay slips. Remember that closing payroll is a critical step to lock the data and prepare for salary disbursement. Once closed, no further changes can be made for this payroll cycle or this month. So moving to our next step, that is closing payroll. Now let's move to the portal, navigate to this close button, click on it. You can see system pop up a warning sign saying, "Are you sure you wish to close this payroll? Once done, it cannot be reverted." I'm click on yes. Remember one more thing. This created payroll will be recurring and can be used for coming months as well. For that, you simply can edit payroll if there are some changes in calculations and pay items, and then simply run payroll by selecting next month and then close. One more thing, you also can create multiple payrolls for different categories or department distribution of employees as well. For that, you'll create another payroll first, and then you'll go to the specific category or department's employee profile and set their applicable payroll on each employee's profile. And here we go. Our payroll cycle for November month 2024 is closed successfully, which leads us to our last step, that is step 6, generating the payroll bank release report. The final step is generating the payroll bank release report. This report provides all the details needed to release salaries through the disbursement bank. Go to the Reports section in the Payroll module. Click on Payrolls tab. You can see there is a list of reports. Find Release to Bank Report. Click on 3-dot menu and then simply click on Generate. Now, you can see there is a section of filter you can choose according to your scenario. Here in the month section, I'm selecting November 2024 and simply click on Search. You can now see system has already developed a report for this November month as per predefined format. Now navigate to Actions, and from this drop-down, I'm clicking on Export to download sheet for it. Now I can use this Excel sheet for company's bank account to disperse salaries to the employees. That's it. You've now learned how to create and manage payroll efficiently using Resourceinn. Managing payroll doesn't have to be complicated, and with the right tools, it becomes seamless. Now let's move to our last and final section. In this section, I'll guide you how salary sheets and payslips can be viewed and how they are automatically reflected on an employee's profile. Salary sheets are designed for admins to view the net pay calculations for each employee in a bulk view. Additionally, I'll show you how admins can access individual employee payslips and how employees themselves can view their own payslips. The module includes multiple filters, allowing admins to view salary sheets and payslips for individual employees or groups of employees with ease. Firstly, I'll take you through salary sheets, and then I'll take you to payslips. So let's go to the portal, and from Dashboard, go to Payroll Module, then Salary Sheet. You can see a filter menu will open automatically on the right panel. Here you can filter employees by choosing multiple options like location, branch, department, employees, etc. You can choose according to your requirements. Here on Payroll field, I'll select Payroll, which I have created, General Payroll, and Month. Here I'm selecting November 2024. And simply search. You can see a list of all employees appeared with their earnings, reimbursements, deductions, and net pay. If I click on any employee from here, you can see a pop-up will appear with all calculations on his salary appeared, means what Payitems are used, and what formula behind this Payetem to what expression used in that formula. Also expression calculation and rest. Let's say bonus on sales here, use the formula named bonus on exceeding sales target. Expression used in this formula and calculation of expression is equals to result. And here by System Automatic Arithmetic Operations, you can see net pay. Going back from here, you also can download this list on Excel, and CSV file also can print it. This is the detailed view of salary sheet, which is accessible only by admins of your company or assigned to anyone relevant according to your company's policy. Now moving forward to payslips, navigate and click on it. For employees, they only can view My tab, and here are the details on their payslips part. There are some basic details on employee accounts field like his or her medical OPD allowance, gym allowance, outstanding loan, or advance amounts. Now here they can view their monthly payslip. You can see status released as the payroll is closed for November 2024. And from 3-dot menu, they can view pay items used on their payslips by clicking on View. You can see there are multiple pay items used by system to calculate their salary. Now going back by clicking on this, again from 3-dot menu, and here they can view their payslip by clicking on Payslip. Then here you can see the proper payslip with predefined payslip format by system is viewed here with all calculations and net pay. One more thing here, that is, System provides multiple formats of payslips which only admins can choose. Again, going back by clicking Cancel, now again 3-dot menu employee also can download their payslip by clicking on it. Now let's go to All tab. Remember, this is only accessible by admins or your company's dedicated resource for this task or as per your company's policy. You can see Filter section appear on right side panel. You can filter employees according to your requirements. I'm selecting payroll, that is general payroll. And month here, I'm selecting November 2024. And simply search. You can see list of all employees here with status released means payroll is closed and amount is released to employee's account. By clicking on 3-dot menu on any of employee, you can view pay items, view their dedicated proper format payslip, and also can download it. Moreover, you can see the button Send Payslip. By clicking on this, payslips of each employee will be delivered to their dedicated emails from their profile. One more thing. After closing payroll payslip, automatically deliver on every employee portal, and they can view and download it. I hope this series has helped you better understand how to manage salary sheets and payslips with ease. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more guides and updates. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and we'll be happy to assist you. Thanks for choosing Resourceinn, where we make HR management effortless. See you in the next video.